the best show a weekend bia obia etena ne TV ho na wotie esan se nsema ye kan wa ha no eye nsema ehia na ebeboa oman empuntuo medin de ba for Agyapong Padmo yedamase se na nsoma ma ya kwan se ye mbra mo fie mo ne mo medisa dwumai the attitude na ko fare by ne nkyiremu ne adi ekowie sinsan so aye hwe no oman mu ni nyina ne se wo me ye besesa yesuban na yetimi aboa ma Ghana atumpon akonanim Ghana nyuma ebeye competitive ewo international market so Ghana ni bia adwuma ebetimi agina na ebekoso medical kan ye share program ya se wutie program we say na wo teachability index ye 0 mentie teachability index ne se new knowledge bia a wote no ha no se wo besua wo be apply na wo be gi atum se be ye adwuma saa ne ma miensa emu ba kokra ye 0 a wo multiply the wo score wa des ni na be 0 eti wo tena se ne watia ye wadwen se wo betie na wo de atu anamon de tosu bio ya chese the attitude ejina yensusu ye wo yetrim ebedane yensema a yeka ebedane ya namo a yetu afi na abeye yesu nimba bia de bia yetaye ewia na wuya na abedane o character after ye define say nipa asumasi sei ana say na wote ewia nso pe na abeye o destiny it is a way nya good thought wo trim won sema kan nya sempa echi ewiye no na akofa very bad attitude na bibi bia obeye bia no wo de say enwuma so beti honorable Ken dey no use word say horrible no dey just what bad no horrible attitude ye behwe how ye be free saa tibianim ne ye beboa ama enwuma akoso na me ka go say last week ye discuss about managers and management ye beto asa nkomo na so this week nso de ne de aba abetum this week in brief me monitor interview bia the CEO of McDan company a grantee Joy FM na it was as if saying sama ye kan wa ha last Friday ni nyina wotena ase etie bi tie nsam ni bia wo kan ye waso ba na adwuma mo McDan loyalty nti ope foreigners sin Ghana for loyalty nti also 70% of Ghana for locals so for more adwuma they will let you down and I feel the kan kra na to makoma so say Ghana ha yenya 50% na ya sesa yesuban for positive attitude Ghana can become like heaven because you wonim die no you ahode na ebetimi e de asesa oman no na 70% na also mbele till down no was krono omu be wiawo omu ya dishonest obon kan okra adwuma no commitment od be adwuma no kra enim na afi so ma wo parochial interest bi a omu de behim tiare wo semba akwa okan wo se Ghana ha nyina open the top 100 companies in Africa Ghana company ba kokra enim enyo nwanwa in Africa 100 top companies ewa Africa Ghana ba kokra enim the reason is managers and mid-level managers collapse local companies. So we last week you can some we be this week ya interviews a course or grantee to media station multimedia. But some managers and mid-level managers you majume Ghana your companies no a bit pija. Na ye top companies for Africa ye binya Ghana companies ye nya akra at least mede say ye nuanum stations ni bi so aso ade we say mu no more ye it's say Ghana ye odia Ghana ye media say ye ni a ebeboaye na ye nyina yatenam adijuma on the rant kakra ye bebo president abaso onso won say na nkofo mfu ye cocoa sector farmers titru akuafo adwuma omo ye kua galamse ni anka ye no no ensuompo a production line ye betumi produce na factories ni be use ye hu de galamsey eye no well ye hwe the new intervention no de be kwa kodru the old intervention no ho nsem ba bebre net to afidie so moti e kan ho nsem bebrebe ye hwe de we nso ebeye na se nyina be sesan ye suban na wo mu e de ahye omu nsan so man ko compromise o mu ho no mbe ye adwuma nsan ye te a ye nyina agitim se beboa ama oman Ghana akonanim sana ke ye hwe se ke betumi abo video bi but ye beja video no na maka story no se mbe kaya journalist baako from multimedia Erastus ko ye galamsey eyi bia ye ko hu se asojafo a na omo bo site ho ban eti this week announcement ba say asojafo say ekoye no na nipa ebusa say baako ye ba ye nkan wie yo de sade bie nko na I hope and I believe said this time it will work out say na be ya e be save Ghana ye nyina fishermen are almost small fishing ye omo ye sakumono epo ne ade what did they to omo last week Saturday ye program Friday we ade chin Saturday omo kopo omo ko cast omo net no omo ba po ano eyi net no onim de omo chiye fish back kura anymore plastic bags waste plastic bottles fishermen fishing industry locally ye guno with waste ye suban epo ni nyina ye kwa ye tu nwura ne niema enegum yes I know eti jumedi ye betena ha ye me mfa no ani breso esan say your man Ghana na ye age na ye de asi ho ana ye jumedi ne beto aso fi baby a ye wi last week no eye Honorable Kennedy Kwame Akompreko Agyapong someone him say no last week kan sem bi say ono de obenya kro obesi school of orientation e was say you work on your mind na say nyame de ade we ato bi akoma so a eye mene wunti ana o kan no asa nyo ono de nyame aye na dum nyame ahira no but odwene yen ya yaka ho ye ma ebeba sit misisa yesuban a ebeboaye oko parliament a ono the chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee. So oba business ma nyame aye na dom or a businessman very successful and nyuma bebre ekoso. Yenu anuma mo blog when your program ye damase se mo boa emaneko. Nemo me fa de se de ntumanim. Se honorable ekasa wa ha wi a mesremo. Nia mo be fa mo de be ye mo blog stories no mo me fa the positives na esesa nsem na wo kan bi em say ye sensation no e ya doso kakra menka say de mo ye no enye da bi eye ni nyina nso eboa na last week em say mo ma ye nim twie no eje mo attention nyina dodo but nanka productivity e be percent nsem ni bia no na boka no e be koso ye gitumo but ye so ye srem say mommoa na sa nsem na ye kan dwumadie enko echi emfabaye honorable me mo akwaba.
Thank you.
Na what you need to say?
Bible.
Yeah, that's it. And Meda was in so me share the seat throughout the week, and I saw the difference in production. Somehow can fire, and Meda was say, well, say will draw your attention to Saniman, so now you improve, continuous improvement. Eboa, Emma, yina, yesubai exercise, ye jumedi and so koso. Into production to be Meda was say, oh, near why Eddie Aboa, Emma, airquay. And I ever try a Jumedian, so now what is a maker Magdan, Mr. Daniel Macaulay, Ninsama or the Tuja, a young interview your grantee or Joy FM multimedia. Oh, baby, can follow.
Yeah, what you say, say it looks as if say everybody in the business sector is complaining.
Yeah.
But my and can't why I behave the way I behave last week Friday, because bias, any favoritism are not ingredients for success.
Yeah.
Bias and favoritism are not ingredients for success. That is why now right at my doorstep it is happening. Then I'm biased. it's not ingredient for success.
Sure.
And yourself taking it note carefully, say bias and favoritism are not ingredients for success. Keep on it. That is why I put you guys on the toes. Say, well, media there. What makes news? You know, there be around open negative ones, without getting into the import and the merits of the case. And I would say it's a part of your casualties that you will get. I say so. Yeah, but it's here near Okafa near Mr. McDonald, a kind of one, not Arrow. But I say for the past week and continue this week, the same thing. Let you say every problem we face in this country in terms of business, a lack of good managers, lack of honest managers, lack of visionary managers, and lack of leaders itself. Now, it can be positive because in him, may steel plant be na B54 na air build there in our Ukowa Indians too. But engineer being an assistant. Umwaka metal work, construction, everything. Ghana. But because these two Indians are subvising in Ghana for a year. Mabo Abranti Miss your friend Gordon. May coastal and about 98% complete. In fact, Omombe commission cry about 14,000 tons. Sani about 31. Oshe boy no me no ko Dubai. And I made sure in Yoma. I took them there just to broaden their horizon. Me no ko Marina Beach, Marina Ayono. Kofa boat, Kotnasu, Omudia Koi, construction, how a buy no Ibifa, Ibiamfa. Now, we share Sir Gordon, or a mechanical engineer. What under normal circumstance can they Dubai for no air banner? The guy has done everything with Ghana for fabrication. Share in your man, my year engine room, ammonia system built by these guys. A child will say, Obia were serious. I will Ghana hand. Obeti me, I near Brunia beyond Subeti. Share electrical wires, send my yin one by one into the control panel. Abrofono, two no ban. They only come into commission. No commission, no meaning almost say system now we building a bay effective. And to me bonabaso. There is another one contractor. I will see down. Menena kwa the beer menena argument. Because a leader should know what he wants.
Exactly. Yeah.
And 30 and ye for true team. Delay. Delay and procrastination is also another year, and yet is not an ingredient of success.
Delay and procrastination.
Yeah, delay and procrastination is not or are not ingredients of success. Delay and procrastination. Now, who said, my planning said, within 18 months, I have to finish this project. It's taking me about 28 months. Because those in charge, I also share my construction. They don't share my vision with me. Because delay no, a cost one kasa money and time. Now, what happened was, I think, this week, Tuesday, no, and I'm confirmed by some ever renting coastal, and I'm so okay. We were new one be almost complete, ever commission. To more pay and correct. Omudru ho or share the magnitude of the structure. No bisa say one is see. I'm so crash it we. No sir, acquire theater in the air. I'm say yes. We're gunning you no one see the whole structure. Now one day, na me any argument. And electrician omo ye air conditioning system ne generators. E catch on the say. You know, or customer ye tie. Na so one ni ye adwuma. Wouldn't be weird. Now you've learnt a lot from this man. And then he was there and they were praising him. But I couldn't tell them the delay.
And the push that
Right. Said, now you are at my mercy because I have another project to give you. Yeah. But unless you conform to me vision, my time, I'm person the project. I set aside money, may I make you way ban, now me divine so your investment in it. And if you don't share my vision with me, and any vision a leader will have, if it is not put into use or reality, it is not a vision.
It's a wish on paper.
Right. So you have to believe in what I want to do, then we can move. And they are all credit. If I know, oh, I've learned a lot from them. Okay, Papa no ekachiro. Black man can do it too. Let me take this opportunity to thank one guy. Yeah, we should also emulate two guys. Aya Ghana Gas, Benasanti. I admire the guy so much so that because Emra MPP take over. Not Chinese if one engineers they control. They were spending about $10 million a month on the Chinese people. Obayano, all the Chinese contracts were terminated. They left. We have Ghanaian engineers. Omuye Jumano. And it is working. For the past 2-3 years, one say Assembly Ghana Gas because you see Obruni count. A child said black man can do it too. Again, unim, and an answer, I was shocked. Tema Oil Refinery union members me and Sebi Baminche. Never share more minister na po office. No mzomba so me dinko. A man on time. Me refeeding in tinka me ya turn on because nipa na bam so dos. Na me nya abotre ma omo kasa. Omo ka union am started lash. Say, so ECG for instance, there's a man onu de debia osi ahini twi ahini. Say akofro wo dribi. A friend who got pension, yes, and a pop on berry new amanoa. ECG. Me were pictures of 3 chief executives and conform my demonstration at 2 only the same group of people. I had an encounter. I wouldn't say encounter because I think it be a problem. I had the opportunity to meet ECG phobia on the group. Nam no mu din komo time round de ma PBS o say PDS no om de ma and they were so excited say PDS ban no enuoma san ene why do you then change when PDS is not there and it's ECG because ECG is government? And let me tell you, I pity sir chief executive no war ECG because to tell you the truth, I don't like doing politics, but call a spade a spade. Let's speak the truth. Under NDC, they signed power purchase agreement. It be as high as 15 cents per kilowatt hour. Mumbisasa kosombo insurance. What you say? Enti a car. Omo abragu including the take or pay. Emma say what the government has decided or done, and he said about 77% of ECG revenue goes straight to these power producers. That is why you don't have light off. I'll be honest with you. Because of that, the 23%, and yet easy for ECG even to pay themselves.
To manage that.
But it is whose fault? Why, yes, also, now we do constantly. You know, we have Greco, ECG, VRA, and so you're more in radio, ECG, one and Ghana for him. So, it is so much now, yeah, a bino is taking about 77%. Now, Aquano, you know, free America buy here, and so on my chief executive. One was inside our agreement now. One was inside our agreement.
Oh, no, but toy.
Yes. This is what is going on. And it boils down to individual attitudes and selfishness. Individual attitudes and selfishness. We need to change. So here, Madam Asama Okanya is no different from media.
Yeah.
Every Ghanaian business is suffering. Why? We need orientation. We need to psych Ghanaian workers, especially the managers. Why is it that me 3 years say young core parliament now problems I want the coastal have been able to solve it plus another a year must solve the young coastal only me I must solve. I want the mommy arrive at the conclusion say no a managerial even before the leadership. And it can work. We are not going to sit here and talk only about their weakness.
Good, yeah.
Let us show them what they can also do to become
To
good
get it
managers.
right.
Fellow Ghanaians, more management. More problem what Ghana have first. Ego. Managers know ego. They don't want to delegate to their subordinates to get a team. There's no teamwork. Ofu say o trainee obi now abashan emre bi ba abashan 19 o mani hu ade ne yekura ntim ono anko Agyapong. So the managers omu ego omu nye teamwork is one of our biggest problems in this country. They don't delegate. And any good manager should be able to delegate.
Yeah.
Any good manager should be able to identify hardworking people that share his vision. If you are not able to identify a team, almost share a vision, you are not a manager.
Because you can't do everything.
Yes. You see, when we have a good team working, they share your vision with you. You have an ample time to take better decisions. Ebema company no develop more. That is when you can become ahead of competitors. So first, managers should learn to set aside their ego and work with their subordinates as a team. I'm giving you tips. If you say, Nyansa, any akufo-addo. If you load yourself over your team all the time, they'll sabotage you. They don't even understand what you want them to do. Because BBI show chest, they say, you don't even explain anything. So please, managers in this country should learn to delegate to their team members to work. And we are one. 2, managers should take every business, the opportunity they have as a blessing to be there, because there can be a lot of people who can replace you easily. And therefore, take the business as your business. Any good manager will work as if the business is his.
As you own the business.
Yes. But if you work as if Agyapong has employed me, the business is not mine, whether productivity goes on or not, I'm going to make my money. So I don't care. You are a failure. You are a failure. Enti managers, Mr. Take the business as your business and encourage productivity through teamwork. 3, any manager who is lazy and seen by his subordinates or his team members will just adopt the same attitude. I'll give you an example, the 2 examples I'm going to give. Let's ask ourselves, why is it that the foreigners come here to do business and they succeed with their own team of management from wherever they're coming from, wherever they took their loans? They don't care how much they're going to pay. They bring their people and it works. Why is it that any business belonging to a typical Ghanaian with typical Ghanaian managers do not work? Why? Because they perceived here in their minds that the business is not theirs. Men are many drama can Agyapong in Yeska. We will be the year and now the. So take the business as your business. 3, lazy managers. Your team members will just learn because of your lazy attitude. The piano. And then we call Oma Home. Tema. I'm sure me call in them foot room baby. Na come di me. Nam say me call Tema a committee 10 or so. Ye joint be ye tilapia any banku. Nam say me ko pay bi. Na mpese me tena bonten, but me hu se enwom na no odene. Na ne ntia ma me ko inside na visa abonten from abeho a chen inside. Yedu ono maka nkonwa na gu table bi say nam so ye 3. Ntie pese etena. Opanyini. Awura no a enua no atete egu table no so. Ni nanti a odi free ho ekofa rack abi clean table. She say nani ha na minim se no onyimbe 9 months kranka nani be hasa. Be hwe ni din. Say wow. Tiejina ona wonyera nam say mumye nko inside. You go inside on one so na sa ba ho. Which means we're a supervisor because outside ho no one na ho. Why my table nearby inside? Inside one was a body and number. Nam sing come a chill beer, no quarantine, no so no cranny. And you're hot. And you're cold, sorry. I'm so okay, what am I miss you? But who ni yabia ni ya or year. A lot of people will not go there
again, yeah.
But she is not the overall boss, no, and our manager. Where was the manager? So, and so saying the need for nipa bejina wa time is money. So ukwana kohwe me duru ho a mintimi nkasa. Me duru ho a mintimi nkasa. The way B5 is working on my project. No comment. Me see me dream house. I will come to 11. Makunto kwana. She said the architect is not prepared to listen. Me to kwa wo wi ase cheo. Me ti YouTube ho and me hwe designs. Tara Pele. Ni design and I'm fine. And I'm modernizing on here. Masa mi kuresika me dia to nchen. Delay the what? Typical example, woman they crash me by say obey roof. Or the trusses in be gusu. January and I'm 2 years come out see 8 weeks. opinion. Shingle somebody be go and so macra from America back.
Personally ready. Wow.
Omuntimi for the musu. Nessa uko B5 for construction. We're talking of 12 acres. Omu ye human. Me udru motorway. Baby friends say Wayne axle loader. What a show right. There's a green gate and a black gate. The black gate both hipway. That is where we are building it. And the cromba anasasano I cut 331 feet by 800. Into the another one come. We do what? And there are only 2 Indians. The rest are Ghanaians. Why are they supervising Ghanaians for them to do a good job? Now the Unia Ghana need as a supervisor. Nothing happens. The attitude is horrible that we need to change. Any leader, again, a manager, should be able to listen. Our managers, most of our managers know it all. They don't want a parliament, you know. Parliament, a bit of woman that come brofu, poverty brofu. Yani ayante brofu, oh, Casamua, they don't even want to listen. But when we step out of parliament, now here any Casam Chinawa, Musi Yanti brofunti mumfano. What we have done. What do you say? You should learn to accept opinions from team members or your subordinates. That makes you a good manager. We're teaching them. And yet rocket science or whatever. That is why the Chinese are succeeding. That is why Indians are succeeding. That is why Lebanese are succeeding and any foreigner investing in this country, making money, and Ghanaians we are not. Because we don't even accept opinions from our junior or subordinates. We think we know it all. It is also a problem that managers should know and adapt to say, I should listen to opinions. Listening to opinion doesn't mean that you're going to take everything. But out of 10, you might get 2. A good that will help the company.
But you see, Honorable, the beauty of having a diverse opinion is such that any panabia idea now can so no different idea. Yes, opposing equal, but it might be say perspective you are not a chef from no own share. Maybe I was a manager focus on win quantity and no one now here, but on one will be actually it is our personal tear. About draw attention to the overlook no the waba, but then what can they find say me a manager, me na my supervisor, I know more than you know. You muntie ebeya no akopem ansana. And I say also junior staff no or can they will keep quiet
and wait for your downfall.
Exactly. So, because everybody okay no motive no more share. Manager say, but when we were advising or so paying advice, it is a way a manager now you cannot listen to other opinions. Seriously, you are failed, and you will fail.
Sir, tomorrow find it. I don't know if I landed on the gentleman union for no buyer. Almost catch him say there's a guy or buyer within 3 months. In your man year home, but will resign. Now a problem with America for himself, resolve I don't know. But the union were telling me, said the guy, they want him back because the way I was starting said all year in Yoma for 3 months pay. What we should begin to question and ask ourselves, what did he do differently? And then normally union will stand up against home chief executives and whatever. This guy, they are praising him, say they want him. Or buy 3 months to change his view. No. And when the church say, Ufu say what you now ye bibia, Ubi Elsho, Ubi Sham, and there were him One say ofri okra no mu di ho dance ma. Maybe president should take him back there. So, and to be a good manager there, and you should control the temper at the same time. Edu baby so amabu so no who say you are in charge.
Become like a two-edged sword.
It should not be every day say uba be. Esa ti say me do me kromo a almost strategy with me. Sao must study me who say oh make come kura metu yanti oba me hwa baji bibia ni aka chense ko ba kikam sa wo de agina wo din because ko wura dem anu asaba no de ama wo de no ko business mu a every day gbe ni ayi no a e bedru ba bi no officer sa na banking doctor you know obia emfa wase and never no kan boko o china ya to aso. Third one, I'm going to saucy. Now, Miss Matro said, me a saucy. Again, we have an attitude. Miriam, why is it that a Chinese will succeed and Ghanaian will not succeed? As simple. Favoritism.
It's not ingredient for success and bias.
Yeah, bias and favoritism are not ingredients for success. Delay and what? Procrastination are not ingredients for success. Favoritism. When you make a mistake, go to hell with your culture. One uncle friend who offer, so uncle Pacho, politician, uncle Pacho. Now, uncle loan from China, na politician who jina ho. Obi en adwuma no, na who jina ho, and uncle Pacho. You are sacked or you are fired. Make in Agyapong, I'm here Ghana ni. O fire the pet, where do I need a baby to be? Oh, now, oh, your Pacho, oh, chief executive, your Pacho, your book to be. You bet Pachawa, as he said, would you also within it yet, a binia. But Lebanese didn't want to go. Why won't Lebanese succeed? Because he will not give you a chance to repeat the mistakes again. Begging for me to accept him, kneeling before me. Actually, I will say, Oba, with impunity, he will do worse things because Oben will be a Pacho. No, why? Obisi a yinadi. Can a Japan go and say, media? Edim boning kwa na mpeme. Me ya you wedi wadwuma mu no. What has that got to do with me? Especially private company am say, na obi bie na adwuma me misika kan ho na. Where you wedi am kopa che o ma wara. Well, our culture Emma, your attitude be completely wrong. You be pacho, you be yesay. Now Abemwabu, no Afanipan, or by I know repeating the same thing. So Lebanese will not accept that. India will not accept that. British will not accept that. American will not accept that. We are fired. Case closed.
Ya kwese ye societal norms ni bi eso so saa niema ni bi so. Meni opanyin baako edi nkomo. O se oyi obi edi nipa na de boni a waye ye investigation yi na di. Eni nanu na edinadu chief imam ho. Se otewo na waba na oyi ni nuanom ne mkofo adi nti yemma na mpanyifo mfre no na yentwi na bi musa na de nti ase wotu na di. But meanwhile nipa no so ka je ade na nipa na ye no committee hwehwem bibia no eye corruption fraud organization no nti ya nsese mfiri saade no no ochina e wo se ye kofa obi ba no kopa chew because me ye kristoni na won so ye kristoni ne do abe ye boss nti u ba wo be yima di nti na me ko hu sofu panyin no abe pa chew ama me because what tu ani esimi so man no and that is where ya anye careful ye de yes minua o mene ne kwa sorry o mene no som ba kum ekowura adwumam na wo ko pa adwuma no wo som na edigina so pema wa adwuma no na so waya de na enyemom ne eyi wadidi a wo ko pe wo som panyi se o mra na o meka se yensan fountain by force emwa Ghana mama ye nyina ye hu say your mind na ye chichiri ne chichiri ne ye a favoritism sorry for no sa ne ma ne nyina ebe ye free o man yi mu
mame ma o example Ghana banks majority of them are bogus me more be see film I always save my money to me slow me catch no street me more be see o bank that because me go clear 26% interest. Indeed, I'm not at the mercy of any bank. I'll tell you the truth. When what they do now, and then I and then 30th.
And then 30th.
30th. When what the banks do, share and then 30th. Your mama check for payment. I mean so make go to your duties. To my friend called for say omumra. By 4, I'm say special. By 4, not a clear. What do you see? Until horrible attitude Ghanaians have. Now, bank for no pesikache nipa. Bank for no pesikache uwa ukobye wa juma du sikabeto. Because me ma koye me juma. Me da me na. Me sundaye. Edwene edwuma me beye ho. Na me konya bibi beto. Me mbebo obisia wo ho bank no check no a me mandi da so enne no we no mchiro say the check is not clear, the image is not clear. Safa to Tuesday
there was scanning na mananye clear na the actual check na
you know entina biza wo kai enne date yes
na 30th
good 30th nature say
bosume na bi ya no
good bank ni no anwene wo ho say wo usika no a wo beyie no adwuma na wo de koye ono pese ni books mu eluku good enti wo usika da ko bank so check me akasa kura ma sign me am check me akasa bia mo bi ko yi abrem kura wo mutimi bounce no. And now we bounce 5,355,000. Said the image is not clear. Listen, Nyamukwa na munimu nyansa. Who said the image is not clear, but present it on Tuesday? Why should I present an image that is not clear? A blur, you know, means I can't present it Tuesday. And when I called my bank and this guy, they were laughing. Say, "What we say? I'm say someone so sa na mo yinti. Bosumi aso." Mimi dia meduma enwo now ochina Sunday Monday a holiday Tuesday na new man called demurrage. What kind of foolishness is that? Ghana Bank me you watch enyi adoa o me bogus. Yes, who bounce check no duty na me ko tua no man ko pre bi kura me so we ni betom ti o mba na me yina ma wo. Because you want your balances not to look good
at the end of
but
the month.
But me go to your demurrage. I don't I don't give a damn about any bank. And yeah, I'm robbers are mumusu banti government bisika beche safe. Muhuni faso wa Ghana. Because every misika be hokra wotime. Na mumu hweboy. Me fee many say every month me hwe deductions are omuye. When I have not even done transaction, well, a normal intimate problem. Yeah. But you are making money out of me. Make you in your mana bano. You only want your books to look good. And you want bounce me check said the image is not clear. Present it on Tuesday. You are foolish. I'm now president who person advice into stop at him. They are foolish. He be president, I go chop. He be vice president, I go chop. He be my work and good work that will give me money to eat. Go to hell with your president and your vice president. Me ya majuma pemisika. And I was saying, only pana Jimmy Amontiana. Mosimi yanka. Me ni obu kanti, I can say it. Mo amudi kana mun to me enkoye. They can give you a rate. Now me call bank give you a tema. Metio. Now, I don't know what is wrong with Bank of Ghana. They don't monitor anything. wo koto wo the dollar koton ama bank no a 5.62 wo koto dollar every bank no a 5.85 23 pesos difference per dollar. What is going on in this country? What is going on? Ni nyina ye attitude. Ono de greed or green sika ho onwini how long that good relationship with the customer no ebe man or the sika because me make close your account. Make close.
I think so baby now like okay at the end of the month you be close umbeye account near so meeting the target into no sometimes intentionally so if this is how they are treating businesses just for their account to look good then it's not good.
That is what they do. Me you all the banks from 28th to 31st we check it back of your members
because also end the month
na me man koye djuma menye sika na me dia baye de me we are foolish. Muslim yankade odidi attempt go to hell. President immediately. I want to be one of the best businessmen in this country for the youth to emulate me, and therefore I'll not sit there for anybody to cheat anybody.
Well, we cannot treat businesses this way. You better take a commercial break. You buy, then we will continue the discussion on the banks. You know.
Abusia yade ye nanso wonti na health alert clinic aba health alert clinic enam herbal any organic products so sankro for yade se pa se doctor se wanya diabetes chronic hypertension stroke anase prostate disorder enye nonko se wosisi na ye ya wanya ulcer wanya menstrual problems burning sensation wo nemu wosisi na ye ya ana typhoid bad cholesterol syphilis anase gonorrhea wani so touching white any de ka ho biara wonim se bra ye womi e wo sa Apomode brano enti na health alert clinic sebra wo ye free hepatitis B screening e wo ho ultrasound scan wo ho massage any physiotherapy e wo ho laboratory service nyina chiachia health alert clinic e ye adwuma Monday to Saturday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. wo Madina Post Office First Atlantic Bank no achire pe 0242 518893 and 0242 518865 health alert clinic. Let's go herbal.
Freddy's corner magana yen the brutal. Oh yes, be a better Freddy's corner be a better watch your free. Freddy's corner, your home appliance, baby, your fridge, TV, microwave, air condition, gas cooker, washing machine, Bluetooth speakers, stabilizers, mobile phones, laptops, printers, CCTVs, any memory. Brands no so there authentic nkwa na there then say what try there one cedi mpo every Freddy's corner you better watch there free
Freddy's corner magana ye dampa seven original laptops mobile phones any accessories papa no ni Freddy's corner laptops any mobile phones see there Freddy's corner ye number 1 share Freddy's corner was circle one is city light dino share ni mo Freddy's corner your authentic source of quality home appliances latest mobile phones and its accessories.
Fellow Ghanaians, the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service and partners are introducing a vaccine against the deadly coronavirus. From March 2021, Ghana begins a free national vaccine rollout for all persons 18 years and above, starting with healthcare workers, government officials, security services, the aged, and persons with underlying conditions. The COVID-19 vaccine is safe, effective, and has been tested and approved by the FDA. Please remember, the vaccine is an additional preventive measure, so all existing protocols must continue. Let us continue to wear our face mask, frequently wash hands with soap under running water for at least 20 seconds, or sanitize often and practice social distancing. Stop the spread. Get vaccinated against coronavirus for additional protection and prevention. This message is from Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service and partners. This advertisement is FDA approved.
Your mama kwaba our attitude show ne so. Enne ye kasa so kwan banks ni bi nso the businesses efa so. Businessman company or sika kutia ne niema or clear e kwa demorage obetua sika o enye fie o.
Duty of 808,000 for 6 machines. Now we go to 808,000.
And
I have to wait to, you know what? What it means is that I have to wait till Tuesday, 4 o'clock. We clear we are bank are close.
Yeah.
Which means Wednesday.
No business card.
90 and then Friday, and then the last day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now say we go to your next line. Because you want your books to look good at my expense. Why? Why? So we have a big problem in this country. You know, I have said, say, look, it should be a discussion. And the more studio moon changing and say, more yeah. Yes, we have so many studios here. So that we can get a panel. About 2-3. Discuss will be a shared experience. So that it will not be one way. Now we needed to introduce it. Fine. Now people are watching this program. Let's get other people to share the experience, just like Magdan did. John.
Hopefully, next week we will do a double setup. Now arrangement, you know, to make sure we get it right and then expand it. But it's done. Next week we will have a panel discussion as we move on. It might be a time, say, it could be a studio audience show. I mean, we will see where we will get it. The more interest, you know, Ghana, the feedback of how the change is being changed out there. Attitude, no, SSano, na boy encourage expansion also eba. But on about also.
A good manager should adapt to changes. A good manager should adapt to changes. Most Ghanaian managers don't want change. They are comfortable in their seat. The old procedure. Anything new you bring, they'll resist. You have failed. Because society is dynamic. Now we are developing technology, air bar. You should keep abreast with time. So any manager who does not keep abreast with time and not yet susceptible to change, you are a failure. I'm giving you tips. If you learn, wait, and a good manager, Ghanaian lecturers, we plead with you. We are very, very clever when you step outside the shores of this country. But we are tourists. A lot of them, tourists. We should be practical. Practical. So any good manager who is not practical will not succeed. You fail. A manager should be practical, not tourist. You read, you implement it by getting the feel. Put yourself in there. Do things. Maya who say yes. Way, you know what you are talking about. Now you choose Archimedes principle. Archimedes principle over 400-500 years. Now I quote you Plato's ideal world. Now they are better justice in the interest of the strongest. Why we baba? Be practical. A manager should be practical and not tourist. Any good manager will have to be practical. We are practical, you succeed. Because practical in the sense that, let me further explain it. Practical in the sense that you embrace environment, you know, whatever is happening there. What you say, you get involved. You get to know, say, these are realities on the ground. So this is the way, as a manager, we have to go. And not being stereotyped. Say, oh dear, ni abetu ye, ona nanum chire wo, o former boss chire wo no, and na uti boom, 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 boom. You won't change. You should be susceptible to change, and you should be practical. Theorists, they're also. So I want Ghanaian lectures. They are very good. But theory, you know, also. Theory in the sense that, examples I'm talking about. Maybe I'm so Google, you know, or you pen, third year, or quiet intention, Google. And Mufar. Near Wall Street, or quiet intern, National Geographic, Washington. And on farm, Wall Street. John Hopkins, you know, or Juma with pharmaceutical company or so, hospital, or Wall Street. Back or person called dentistry school. Or no, COVID by no more research. What you say? That is what I mean. Back or we may or Cornell, Madame Ba, Cornell. Muntieni ye can practical na we manager na untiase owie Cornell that about what in New Jersey expensive home. Now I'm forced to get a place for him in the Bronx. I respect everybody in the Bronx because that's where I lived. But I upgraded myself and moved there. But me person onya experience before she goes to medical school. Requirements America for her. Let me bring it down well. Requirements even to graduate or go to medical school, not graduate, but enter medical school, she needs 100 hours. Dentist also need 100 hours. Omo de no from Ithaca no, omo de no ba Bronx, Manchester, me area nam di agropa nam koji maami bi no shop wo ton brand new suit me koji anam di good plus na dam ko me ka boot na me de nam Ghana for no so ni. So I know Metropolitan Avenue very well. That is where she's going. I'm forced to go and rent a place for her to get her hands on before she goes to medical school. What do you say? Bako Tracy Waba High Production. She worked with one of the famous production companies in New York, or Purdue, before say or graduate. You see, they give them this into a bar. Who to me say, our first hand information, you know, in your man, one in Sano, and your book, Nunkwa, Nabajina, Brofo, service. I have one a couple of forms of Musca. Brigade, you are going to say. A lot of them, just I know, it's good to educate yourself, no two ways about it. But who more Timmy or the piece, now Tibrofun was young woman, you work for Agyapong, no two ways about it. Because me and Kasa me accept this, me a Kurasinia, my year who are bomb homodin and Yankopon switch them. Into Sibri will not intimidate me. I'll use a sin dumping LA middle school to dismiss your PhD because I'm practical. Case closed. So managers should be practical. We cannot sit here and condemn without giving solutions. These are some of the solutions I'm giving to the managers. So, commitment. Commitment is another area. A manager should commit himself to the chief executives or the leaders' vision and ideologies. If you commit yourself to the leader's vision now, or the now, you'll be a good manager. And you will translate that into the team or your subordinates. And you see that the company will just grow. where man call university na musua opportunity to watch net 2 where I see dumping school of common sense and practicality na no the good who we are a book the end count you be the best.
I like that. Listening to the practical one, now the book the you will be the best. My main Kyle said COVID tiger nut powder, a organic tiger nut you produce no Ghana hey powder we would go and so you now no man so dead there now no ma a boa massa body unyin tema a teso opesa wo twe a ebe boa ma watwe o your ba o ma no fo nso ubetimi anumbi ema body relax wuntimi nda utimi edaye de yan ye nsu a enyunu ni nsu ye de mfa nso hie emfra o smoothies bi a fruit bi a ben ma de kan ho a obenom Facebook ubenwo mo Kofi Vinyo and Company Limited, Instagram here at Kofi_organic foods, and our WhatsApp here 0200777277. Ubetimi afro mo 0207891339 and our 0558400265. Kofi Foods organic tiger nut powder and nutritious food for the family. Health and Health Clinic, so a herbal clinic will provide services using herbal and organic products. We see CEO or burning sensation, hepatitis free B screening a free or on sabe can be. Yes, ko chest scan or massage unye physio or health alert umbe ni nyina bi ama. Laboratory services bi a unye bi akwa labs or umbe nhwehwe mu no enyina ama. Omuye adwuma adwoada kosi memneda 7 a.m. kosi 5 p.m. Location the Medina Post Office behind the First Atlantic Bank, Accra. Telephone number Obinyo Mo also 0242518893, 0242518865. Health Alert Clinic. Let's go herbal. Honorable, and some now wabubo sono. Se me kaya menya baako mienu miensa enai enum ensia and song 7 practical ones with examples. Uchirimu enya just theory nkwa and ye beka no a na de ba ko yem de se utie we na the theory no eka ho a eno na ebeboa
the best
and baby adequate for education then ya ko say who supported the call of Ebimo, especially Dr. Samjo Nakasa last week say ye revamp your educational system no and education minister so challenge your tertiary university institutions university no say omo ntiti school fo a omo practical ebe solve na nye just book mo nko a that call say abe strong like from the Hon.Ken nyina. What is the difference between say unya practical and unya theory na ebe make or what is the guarantee me musa say the guarantee who you so as example ebi a theory no wa anko ne kese mra na wa sindompem but you have you call it the common sense and no and now the practical can and no is enough for you. It's then it mean the practical no can theory na and no Indian course na then Ghana you bet me compete at the highest level.
My example. They say project I made and I'm say about 98% complete. Because I'm sure electricians, mechanics, arc welders, a juma omuye owa, na me niaje keke. So do na o hwese no ma fix ya ne ka se Ghana for na you won't believe it. What do you say? Oba mi fia practical ya make. Na your school da bia na yesresre at this school for na yesresre kwabotwefo. Ko me cousin bi na oho no mo ye carpentry ene ya nyina aka ho no na ye ne adisco ne yesresre kwabotwefo. But the best thing that ever happened to me is because one plumber etimi eje contract for me maybe 100,000. What do you say? Omo ye bi fie ho gutters, culverts, whatever. Charge about 600,000. What do you say? Mason. Omo plaster me bu afu grom 16 cedis per meter.
How much charge you know?
Or plaster saying, oh, 16. I say, what do you mean? But you see, Alatanibi or ye design be or 50,000. Bisa who say? Civil servants no more come from omu pay Ebibu kura double masters, but they don't go home with even 5,000 cedis. But the plumber that you don't respect takes a contract of 100,000. When you're crying, the margin bear 20,000. What the 4 months living ya? On what 1 month enya. Kwame Nkrumah had a vision. Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And then I pure arts. And so me kai a champion abraso. Omu develop car be a friend boafo. Yeah. I wasn't kenne. Yet do a chili. What do we see today? And then be painful ni adofo amohweme. Se uba mi fia. And kofu e pedjuma. Na esre keke. Human resource, marketing, business and finance. And now how many companies in Ghana have? All the universities are producing about 60%, 70% human resource, marketing, finance, banking and finance, whatever. You seldom see electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, but they are the people we need to move this country. I'm telling you. That's why I'm talking about practicality. So, and yet babana ye choose
you're training based on what the market will need.
No. Another problem I have with Ghanaian universities, they say they force students to do what they don't want to do because when you're maths see. Let me tell you. Yeah, call American your impression say American education there is cheap. Masa, manu edinya who call Uganda University wahaya or economics, statistics near the back waka. Maybe economics no. Economics, English, maths, philosophy, psychology, history, and then be just me about 12 subjects. Then major. Major. 30 credits. Yeah. Minor 15, 45. 120 credits. And you we have a free school ban. Me Kochesi girl be where Madame Vanchem. Kochesi girl be Ligon those days. And na me na ba ku ye psychology. Ba ku mienu political science. And na mami ba ku ye theology. And na ba ku ye economics. Na me call Ligon. Metimi attach base with all the 4 or 5 ladies, you know. Home courses, no fee say my baby. Me mean who? Na the way America for who economic student and no just 120 more economic statistics no the back can only go finish. No. Oba make me ni a lot of subjects. You bet come once. Me a music you know. Me a music. Beethoven, Handel, and all those. Here, Nina. But now I graduated in economics. Do you understand the word practical I'm talking about? Even the liberal arts, almost stereotype. What do I say? So that when you finish college, now when you major economics now, baby, you can work.
Function.
You fit in. We are begging lecturers in this country. As for the brains, Ghanaian lecturers, doctors, they have it. But the system. So they have to change. You created the system yourself. Wherever you've gone to study, when you bibi papa, the style of the child there, ama the word is knowledgeable. Why you knowledgeable? Inculcate that into your students. Because when you meet lecturers one-on-one or Ghana, who's and conforma Benin. But the style of teaching in this country, a limited student, you know, into a back, that's a human resource, no, yeah. Now didn't go to baby for Frobiana.
No,
I ask mama. That is another example of practical lady that I'm talking about. And all these ladies are making only go away. Women in our brooches, so now there's a quick crowd or many beer. Because the system, but because they go on me, your way, me train economics, mature way theology, mature way psychology, mature political science. You know, visa my benefit. It's all because economic student at Fordham University, I read political science, Machiavelli, Hobbes, and all those say, what do you say? Me history, me theology, me economics itself, me maths, me English. So you see me free Africa into English, you know. Now, me young queen me late. Me go treat taxi na me refuse homework. Say me nwe. Na me chrome ni bi ba no body ono nya first class for tech or the buy. And the jam say what the ye we mama be wi a na makabo me kire no what to do. Hey, brofui intrinsic primordial one the me ko the English professor was so or secondly say this is clumsy and too worldly. Wow. Yeah. Professor can say aha gargantua. Hey. If you are a good communicator, whatever you are saying, the people should understand.
It's a clear, concise manner.
And yes, sir. And yes, sir, they misconstrue what you are saying in the crowd to be something else. Therefore, when they leave the room, they will interpret whatever you are saying differently because they did not understand. Because bagantua, profo, and the chese unimadia, it is not true. America for hardly do you hear a speaker or come profo akese. But I check how president ni ayimu nyina.
Okay, dictionary man so meaning the person actually.
It means you are not a good communicator. As simple as that. So we have a lot to learn with this program. And they would have a tear for Mutia me last week. Once my action I change you home. Mo who said almost a segmenty woman advert. Yes. I say spare the rod,
spoil the child.
Spoil the child. And they want to move. Now the no can tinti grandma who said, we share that time on who said, what you check
everything has been rewritten. Yeah.
When you do that in production, we call something keeping the audience or viewers suspended.
Yeah.
You keep them suspended. We won't say, Adiana, your interest now say, a few minutes advert no will not let him shift to another station.
Yeah.
But when you play advert for 15 minutes, we have about 50 TV stations now in this country. We try to tune into another station that is interesting, but that's it. You've lost your audience or viewers. And to keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeni anuma ya mo share mo so mo comment on Facebook ni YouTube. Maybe can so we should respect your comment. Every comment be a mo type be a ye to ye boase e kan e fa ni nyina ye damase. Ye gina asopemu. Nti ye da mo so masepa. Communicate in a clear, concise manner. Freddy's Corner waje the 5-time best mobile phone dealer e Ghana 5 times. Ope Samsung, Nokia, Infinix, Huawei phones are Freddy's Corner. After ope television set, air conditioners, laptops, and domestic car washing machines and so on. Or mobile phone accessory be a here biano for any chair Freddy's Corner. Ubenyo mo 0544 959 195 and 0207 937 327. Oko Freddy's Corner shop be a wose utie the attitude and the attitude ese bra nebeto oniema ewo ho na umbe hwe SCC bibia ama kama. Communicate in a clear, concise manner. Sometimes you are not Africans, yet tied in yama edi agro, there's this Nigerian parliamentarian, we are being on a video sending them Facebook, YouTube. Now, Okasa brofo kakra. What translation? So in effect, what is he saying? It is how your manager now continue jumem. Now when to me my instruction and nipan be who say na woka only so. Debi I just say sabe busa said now what say. Then you are failing. So learn how to communicate in simple. And because I can't simple English, I know be slow. I don't know. English is a communication. It is a can any pan your problem is solved.
Even when we are speaking English, we want to country many pantiase. So I been what here come on because we are because he doesn't or cannot speak English. She will not or he will not understand you well. But a best language to her or him. Why not communicate that and you see say right things should be done. Now let me tell you, I use Kenneth as an example. Kenneth Otieu. Obetra Ghana, only me mama never try. Enna omusu atwi no ani ayi. Enti omko back to America. Na onte brofo no. Na me maame ono dobo wonti beri brofo bay.
Chida na beka.
Mati chida na fe wonti. Di omuko school no. E o co-op city. Me wana omu chiro so there's something wrong with his brain.
Wow.
Yeah. Because omu kasama wonti ni you know. Okay. To oba fie no, wo de homework ni mana. Me ne ka twia na waye.
Waye.
But of course, we are brofro na onti. Wouldn't what they did if he remembers. My boss, lawyer Siedu, almost say emotions in your intino, they don't want the parent to be there. Many in the query. But me for obia, me trust in a pa. To my boss, me a very nice man out here, lawyer Siedu. Or no me, Nick Kenneth, and the co-op city school. Near Cotanasi. Oh, my man Kobe, to my boss, no, and Nick Kenneth and the coy. The same thing happened. Oka brofuna na Kenneth ntiase. Oka twiya na watiase. Na waye work. It means the language at that time he understood was the tree. Ah, me ma me ne tena ya wotie. So obi anu osi na dwene nya ne. The teachers did not even get time to comprehend the challenge from Africa right to the world.
Yeah.
And I'm doing call private school. On any sister. That sister graduated as a valid Victorian. Valid Victorian. Obi on free Ghana ba no monte brofu. One of the best student black Americans be man scholarship to high school no. Omo ntimi antwa nam dem twa ma de. Of course Syracuse, Columbia, the year nso akeka ho ne. But she no na America for fees e Kenneth crowd bi nya. One also called Gigi awards in school. Anyway, well, it is sometimes so obeying Tibrofua, it doesn't mean say but our perception here, colonialism. We've been colonized and brainwashed. Say a brilliant person is the one who speaks English. That is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Go to your Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It is not true. It is not. Ebia opportunity awenya anko school no near internet. But if you speak in the language that he or she understands, obetimi aye and ya wokan. It is I brofu. Ara India for do language esua. Arab si okwa omusua. Own language no media inventions near. Why are we not proud of our language? What did I say? The only time I believe, say, Ebia, yen use English, you know, because of different dialects, tribes. You know. You cannot learn about 40-something languages in what Ghana have. So if we have one like English, we'll be able to fine. But if somebody cannot speak English, it doesn't mean he's a dull person or dumb person. So, communication is very, very important. And the way you communicate to the people, very, very important. So to be a manager, you should be a good communicator. as well. Very good communicator, simple English. Let people understand you. If you think the person has a problem with your English and you're a Chi guy and he's a Chi guy, speak Chi. Let him get the job done. Your result is a good work done, not big English. We have to be practical. Yeah. And any manager who wants to be successful has to be practical. If you are not practical, you will fail, and you are a failure.
I think that we will need a full session on communication, because communication is huge. I remember, me assure, so Kenneth now goes back to the US, comes back to Ghana, and maybe a banana or lusu chin so kakra. And your tonation, everything will change. So more or less, you also forcing so I said chin and so obesa na what me and colleagues.
When this research, Canada foresee any child who speaks more than one language is smarter than the one who speaks
one language. Yeah.
Research. It's not coming from me. Canadians. That is why they make sure say English and French in there. Who are bit to be
yeah, what can UST now? Professor Bakoche agri mechanization. And what say just imagine say what could fit them, what the car say, and would do fit them no brofo. And say fit a master or catch the boys. Go and get me a bolt and get me now. Okay, can't sa mechanic abrofo kesi. But also say we do now. Fair and say breme spanner for way breme. Okay, chikasa na. Any pana wa age man on co school nsia wo mechanic na wo sia na classroom no. And so wo kana won't me fix no. Or no be fix so kana ma. Because the language ni ye dia kire no ade no. Enti wonim wo kan bibia otiase. Mama mayem fa colonial mentality ni akesesem and say adwuma because ana ko adwuma because obi ntimi nka brofo na o sere no adwuma but nipa ne kantwi wo te ase wo kantwi o te ase na ne ne oni nipa ne kantwi na de wo hwere no onyem fama. Communication is very important in any manager's life. Memo bosu bio yaka your ego. You build your team. They say team means together each one achieves more. Delegation, you have to delegate. You own the business as your own. Listen to others' opinion. You manage your composure. You keep a balance. Where you have to be strict, be strict. Where you have to care. Yeah. Where you have to show love. But when you have to discipline, go ahead also and discipline. And then you have to adapt to changes. Many IT nibi kasa na saying, or say even a juma or managers nibi, directors nibi, say omo because of COVID-19 no, yana meetings nibi be yen wo Zoom. Or say no Zoom no just a IT phone, ya hwehwe mu nyina na mo begina na chi, na mo set computer no Zoom na ma no. Na no kwa no ngo wo si gina ho. Gina ho ma nya ni meeting na because osuro say etekwa wan wi a ohun say ne wonye no no asa join ni meeting no. Wo ye manager na you can adapt to changes be practical and not just only a theorist. But the best is to combine practical and theory now, you become the best. And then commitment. And then the other one is clear, concise communication. Very important in any manager's life. Clear, concise communication. And also,
confidence.
Confidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
A manager should have confidence and not be intimidated by the brains of his team. So, confidence. And no, Emma will appreciate it. And how to me even delegate to it because you are not scared that a junior officer will take over your job.
Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah. So the consultants in the hospitals in this country, they should have confidence and allow the junior and train them also and listen to their contributions. So it's also very, very important. Then honesty. Honesty. A manager should be sincere in his dealings because your subordinates will be watching and they will emulate whatever they see. So if you are honest and truthful to them in your dealings, so they will be. But if you are dishonest, they will be dishonest and they will not respect you. Because if they know, say, our boss, he's stealing from here, our boss comes work late.
They also do the same.
Yeah, they will do same. And when, because of that, you will not have confidence even to tell them to do the right thing. Because they know your level of dishonesty. So it's also very, very important that a manager should be seen honest and honest.
Yeah.
Not only to be seen, should be honest in his dealings. At his workplace, at home, everywhere. That is the only way you can show that leadership or managerial qualities. If you are dishonest, you have failed. Because your subordinates, your teamwork, your team members will not even respect you. And it weakens your strength. You will not have control. You wouldn't have confidence anymore. So how many do you have? I have about 12. Next time I'll remember the rest and bring it.
One of the motivational speakers ni bebree or can come back community and no trust so they can just wutia no abe. But it do confidence and they want to menya confidence because of the see last week in Inti. And the me LPM nyina e ko shiv.
And your confidence in kwao because you accept mistakes.
We learn. Exactly. We have
then
learned.
After that, who accept a mistake, you've learned. So it's giving you confidence.
Improve on it, yes.
Yes. And by Obi will watch you will still be watching.
Yeah.
Because
exactly so.
You segment your advert. Yeah. We are Edu baby, I answer your castle door so a ball.
Yeah.
What do you say? So now the now why your advert? I see now me everybody I see YouTube. I'm saying very well producer, guest, and owner. They want to go on.
Exactly, yeah. And baby, so appreciate it anyway. My main guy was a New Life Homeopathic Clinic, expert for Yaya Mebebu Bosui, prostate condition, infertility, stroke, hypertension, or sexually transmitted infections, via diabetes, erectile dysfunction, and so how now PME, if any premature ejaculation. New Life Homeopathic Clinic, omo beboa asoni nyina ano ama. Omo wo professional physiotherapist a ye train omo every KNUST a ohia massage nso a omo beboa a massage officio bi a ohia bi omo de obefam aye ni nyina awie. Ohwe Open New Life abon Dansoman first roundabout e working Solomon Accra. Kumasi nso omo attachment so near A Life resident. Dr. Mark J ubenya no 0243 950049. New Life Homeopathic Clinic, your health our priority. Make out so say you dwumadie we the attitude Dr. Mark J ni interview ebeto asunti ye pon a men sorry emfiri wafidie no. Honorable the confidence and honesty
for vision.
Then vision.
Yeah.
Should have
manager
vision.
Should have a vision for the company. Just as the leader has a vision.
Okay.
The leader has a vision. If the manager doesn't have a vision, the business will collapse because the leader, like in Agyapong, I have about 14, 15 companies or more. I cannot be at one place at any given time. So you need good managers who shares your vision. And when you have managers more vision, it grows the company. It grows the company. Some managers might even have a better vision than the leader. So a good manager should have a vision. A manager would have a vision is a failure. And your vision, if you don't put into reality to work, now so a vision, it will be a waste. And you don't call that a vision. A vision that is not put into practice and succeeding is not a vision. So a leader or a manager should have a vision for wherever company he's running, for wherever he's a team manager. He has that vision to move the company.
You need to have Ghana na we ma omo. Benka o say yebeko ye telephone ahoma so na ye kotie ene adesua yesua no ne a wasua ne na wo twetwe mu no so no ne a wasua ne boa eboa na kwa hu se edu telephone sei so de a na ye GP1 herbal mixture ena eboa na product akoso ne afa we GP1 herbal mixture immune system booster covid abey de bi etu yefo say boost your immune system energy level so ebetimi boost no o blood cleanser so ebetimi clean umoje mu ama yare wa wo mu nyina no yi afrim kama prostate issues arthritis hawa unya GP1 herbal mixture ebeboa ama bibia akoso ama omo telephone number worldwide opia +44 7424534161 Kumasin su ubengu mo 0244934143 and 0243146172 Accra 0596056332 and 0249113750 You can also purchase from Oman FM and Net 2 TV premises in Ubenya GP1 Nibio and our friends who want to meet TV and radio station oko on so ubenya bi ewo asokwa ana promise heba oyerepa radio edum nso ko ubenya GP1 heba Mr. Nibio. Hello atobetimi afre 0240550899 session is na dia wasua ene na wotwe atwam no wonso kire de wasua. Hello udini baby afrefi.
Hello
ato udini baby afrefi.
Pacho from Nana Studio, Matimodan.
Do Nana Yitio.
We take them when in Papa, me bomb paso. Any to me dear, they be a modeba. Mo church, name of Papa. Now, honorable Canadian phone, me penna someone in it. Me penna something. Now, me bo papa. I see that, or me omo peno Ghana. No man mebu no or say you crying, say be a school no unquestion or the baby my so yet to meet the boy bra. Now me send baby pa between can menyati na me
Jesus and your castle or the baby my boy bra no also near watching him because you can make it anywhere you stand, whether that's one school, uti church in Quadia, a bebow ama one so when you masem akoye. Hello. I thought you mean Udini baby are free.
Me pacho from me village. Because I'm friends own bungalow.
Okay, the pacho yonko.
Yo, and media, Yamin Shiat and the Agyapong. Yeah, the AI in the pana. And now, never all can Juma mono ayana bro for seminar dia de no krepa nyame nhira no ayana bro for seminar ntino like OPS o kiremu o twi mu anai sa akwa asem ntino e ho no aya de pa nyame nhira dana pa
so that was say bro for no nipa bibiri e wo issue ho and boy Ghana for yenhu kwan ya ebetimi asesa e wo the way I communicate ni issue bro for e di hunahuna even workers a omuntimi enye bold enough enkasa so bia na adwen pa woni tirimu oka e de kire ye man kwan so onka no what ne language o tia se a ebetimi aka ama na bo ama adwuma no akoso 0240550899 hello yeah odini baby afrefi
because free abansi ayase
yo pato manenko
efreme edujemfi Hello, because if you don't say I see.
I do kasa.
If you do Jemfi. Me fucking Japan as my work no. And I give pa and Kiana bo for some doors no do. The 7 Japan say we two go for no kakra my. They empty the person much less.
Okay. Managers nan kasa o kasa Mobeti asia. Okay. Also betimi afre befa 2 more calls na yahwe the session we no aba awiye. 0240550899. So betimi afre na nia wasua wache. Hello.
Hello.
Ato odini baby afre free.
Hello.
But me free panko no every panko no.
Now didn't they
Hello.
say?
Nana ya
you too. My TV no come from volume no come from why?
But so me program man ka come no say me school CDB. School na me de pie papa no say senala. Yes senala wo mo he. Na dawo ma omu tua yeka.
Okay. Nana I'm say honorable this week or can one sem kaka se uti ya waka school feed in one sem kaka nti yam fasa ankomo no ensia so person address dia obetimi address no but waka one sem this week nti person net discussion no na ye beti ho ensem ti yam fa last caller 0240550899 offer for otwato na yam fa session we no emra na wie 0240550899. Honorable, answer na ye train, you know, I'm say, made him say,
very, very, very important. Meaning why
you left that
hard work.
Hard work.
Yeah, manager should be hard working. When your team are close with their time 8 hours. A manager should be the last person to leave the place. And until area one amount time so the 8 hours. And our colleague manager to take over from you, MIA, you have to stay in and make sure that things are in its proper perspective. So, indeed, say if all your team members are doing 8, you can do 12 to make sure say things are in place for the next morning. And I say a good manager should be seen working all the time. What do I say? When he's sitting, he's reading to learn. When he's up there, he's supervising. So a good manager should be hardworking. And your workers will emulate. They say, now I'm close to who say Lebanese mienu as late as 10. They were there. Now share Ghana for no forklift operators and JB and no because they did not go to bed. And nam say, Oma fe jumanu say Oma jumenti. They were there. They were not, or they are not the owners of that business. Ya high Omu to send ya high Ghana for. But they were there. Some to make sure say Bibia Ekoso. So any good manager should be hardworking. You cannot be lazy. You can't be sitting at one place and expect the team members to be working. Although you delegate, you make sure say you are in control in terms of supervision, in terms of new ideas, in terms of hours put in, productive man hours. A good manager should be on his feet or at his desk working with innovations. So that makes you a good manager. Into a good manager, I couldn't have escaped this. Should be hardworking. The tops all should be hardworking.
You should be hardworking.
How many do you have?
13 now. Wow, 13.
Now I'm 12 crowns, 13.
Yeah, I've also. Ubetimi so akọ na two websites sa the honorable Kencity na ubenya no ho. Ma me recommend the book ma Efri Brian Tracy watu ne din The Outstanding Manager. Pesa book ni bi na kan The Outstanding Manager from Brian Tracy. Enema honorable kan ye no ono nso e wo version bi a wo fa na de kan ho a ni nyina ebeboa as a manager na odwumadi a wodi wo wadwumam akọ ye. Mo amhwe Facebook ni YouTube jina nso ye chia mo ye damase ye remfimo ye damase se mo join here especially ye afia se wa bonsu o hwe from UK ye dawase ene modern ba wo bo ene se ne wo encourage afoforo nso so mo nhwe program yi na betimi aboa asesa
Sources Radio we call watch you
Sources Radio
say COVID never call for mama yako
enche COVID be we ya I'm here crying near the attitude at Trump or London.
Friends of Agyapong.
Yeah. Germany phone da, Germany Italy phone da. Well, and now na idea na dwumadi no ebesi. Na yensi ensign of our honorable and final last words among the youth. Always be ano. me man sa kwanya no man kasa che youth no because omone ye daache na omunti na sa dwumadie we nyina nhyehyɛ no ekoso se na ebe ya omo beba no ma be so Ghana mu ye e de agina ye.
And then my words to the youth, and they say, strike hard when the iron is hot, and perseverance will achieve wonders. Strike hard when the iron is hot, and perseverance will achieve wonders. God bless all of you.
Perseverance. Strike hard when it is hot. Don't give up. Now what you say ne, ye bese shia e wo the attitude dwumadie ni so. Ye da mase se munya akwan na mo hwe production team ye da munyina ase. Se mo so ene mo de dwumadie no ahye so ama bibia akokama kama. Ye da mase be shia na o chese ne. New Life interview etwa so Dr. Mark J. T.
Yare die
Asepa efie kakra me break kakra ni a ye ne modidi nkomo fa New Life ayaresa ho ene so ya to mo fiefie mu a ai wapomden no ahoden tia beso sesema edunum ye di animu yi momodin tie ye nkomo ibi ebia na so beba wo ene wabusua na wodofo bi ho mfaso beda asepa enkomo ifi New Life homeopathy eye ayaresa bia onam homeopathy kwan so boa emi etimi nya apomden pa enyarewa bebre ne haye se bibifo na sese de nyame adom ayaresa no na kwa ahodo bebre aba ebi ne homeopathy na emu opa bene ye woga na hase a wogi mu abasobode Dr. Makeje ene ni New Life ejina so ye de nkomo firi ho ebrew doctor ehyiahia o
ya me da funana
bidina na doctor abono nana ya kunedu doc
yes
mano wo kyerɛkyerɛ yɛn stroke
yeah
yehu cholesterol yehu BP yehu tumor ene ni nuamo ene ye pese me sugar na se mo ya ma ye di kokokra na ye di sugar egumu a ye se ebenya sugar ye pese nne ye sua sugar ana se diabetes
okay
eti diabetes on saying
na medase na yasa ma ye ho akwaba no kwasem ne se ye ka diabetes a me the way I opeke no because most of the times ya adwene say sugar and the many penya diabetes by natural fat and no ye number 4
sugar number 4
number 4 ye can causes of diabetes sugar bebe mo beba number 4 on your number 1
sugar say your white one or say your brown one
brown anything sugar will be number 4
okay
there's no way sugar bebe number 1 the reason is say obi betimi about consulting room maybe I was sending a collab you the diagnosis report bro obehwa report na bia na sugar na 20 something no one catch and say papa na mama we sugar is say the first thing obeka and say wow 10 years ni me sugar that where from this enti ama ni pa adwen yo say sugar na cause diabetes yes it is but now no ade many penya diabetes more fat
Stradie. What can say obi back consulting room and the sugar is above 20. Now on the average no. Onipa me sorry no pa na me ni dia. E wo say me sugar is
FBS no 3.6 up to 6.0. That is fasting blood sugar.
Unya ni dia no.
Uni di.
Hwe nka wa no no.
Hwe ni umu. Anopa wa sorry. 3.6 up to 6.6.
And I say medidi awie, medi 40 years, medidi awie anopa. And also so say me sugar na yes say.
And also say a cup beyond 11. Random no 7.1 up to maybe 10. That is a random. Aduane ba umwa. But my main san chere mu say and no nche say udidi pese say sugar ko 11. Okay. And say basa. Okay. 7 and now to we need diabetes in the asemo. What did you? We need the opacity ya ma yenko check your sugar. When you bro so na 5.7 whether you have eaten or not.
Say na say me pege me ho. Or you not drink some ko 6 and I'm say hey stay there. And I'm a pege no. Dia me de etwi ni gina fa akona ma doke no.
Or to say exactly.
To say the shape of ma dia doke no no. A New Life into me person obi so tra into am so bisa mo no.
That is how it is. One say sugar problem kakra. ABI you are not diabetic but there's some sort of sugar conditions here. no and I bit make say random then call 8 9 yeah the which we can consider as normal but obi on sugar any problem no where did you we need you over 4.7 5.0 and stuff 7 me 2 aduane komi mo aduane an komi mo there's no sugar bebro 6 and not just say you don't have any problem with sugar and see fat is a problem now not sugar dear bebre so because Nyankopon abo bibi woni peduane which we call pancreas. So our pancreas the responsibility is to release a certain hormone called insulin. Now insulin na shade ne say serve as a key. So as a key safwa bie do. So intinipa onya didipa onu say aduane is full of carbohydrates and carbohydrates in aduane no enye poisoned. Maka we or countless of time or studios bebre say the richest food any person would eat full of carbohydrates. That is cassava, yam, this animal. And
I'm medical some started the kokunte.
Kokunte is the richest food in the world.
First, na minimum. Na mitru kwa who says kokunte na pada no odi hine won krofo maso am ka chen say bra sanati.
Nana.
And I'm started di.
Kokunte is the richest food. But as a mama na it say we dey now fell you any say
as a here for duan say escafo no me sika kwam ti escafo no eni edie
I like that what sika kwam oh nana
na obi den ho ba ma ehia no menya me wa pomde pa de medie so me ba ha na me kwa o ma mbidi
so as we eat the carbohydrates it goes to the system then it turns to glucose now glucose no can poison on say o car now tofu a good car nim na yan start car na fu an sense car no so gina faako the moment I be starting our movie no then fu no serve as energy na ma car ne ko entinka glucose no so eno na mani pedua na hoden so enti se bowel system nim a as I say call cells nim enti every cell bia there's a door called insulin door every cell bia door it is a glucose ni ko mu pe as I say insulin ni be bie cell ni door no na ma asichire net me penetrate akọ o cells nim e ho na be ben na wanya energy na o hwehwe no ba obehwe na slade fat that's what we call hyperlipidemia fat a block insulin door no enti wadidi aduane adu enya sugar and so sebe okonya diabetes all because of slade a dey adore obebre fat
say slade na bedore me bebre e ma me konya sugar our problem be me pedua na because diabetes e ko bada dia to care still your diabetes to get say so no
our problem pa sir slade anya de papa
slade de enim so bad one no wanya de pa na minya diabetes asa diabetes fo bebre na nam hoi
na diabetes ho me ma wo hu say wi ase nyina yare e deadly diabetes I know what I'm talking about you know maka we anwa kra me kan studio me call program me see a call conference be or Canada Vancouver member or your bro 7,000 a member on this HIV no be answer that hepatitis no be answer that diabetes no be apejani sir
obi astro no
do you know why
debi
because on bema be e ba jojo on bema nti anon kwa keke nti o mo pe diabetes anymore
oh okay meaning say bra ya say just say pompe ni e betimi aba say diabetes
ama na jojo diabetes betima say with kidney share kidney problems abu we are seeing and diabetes in account almost about 44%. Kidney problems abu what say kidney problem, kidney wine, kidney that. Diabetes in account almost 44% of all kidney problems.
Diabetes.
Oh yes. Almost half, right?
It is a diabetes na me nam hona enka mento dem a enkyere se wo say me fano fofofuna
once I feel the usro o say na me diabetes na me baby
nka me share them booking sa but me
machine the same diabetes na cause amputation yes in the panel e kura to no ye mia enko e ko twa ne diabetes kro ya and ye can number 1 cause of total blindness e won penifo so diabetes enya de nifra wo no wo mo nya nifra between the 20 to 70 years or now I could develop here in Ifrano. Diabetes is the number 1. It may cause neuropathy, retinopathy near bit my cell when neuropathy a bit my cell nerves. I'm our fan, Uncle Jojo.
Enti met me in your kidney problem
from diabetes.
Bra penny ebetumi adwodwo no kodwoto.
Obenya erectile dysfunction ama ho achiro.
Enti obetumi atoka no bi atwi. Oh, na me kan kai.
Oh, David, master for a reason.
Okay.
Na me to mense. Kakra.
Diabetes.
Yes.
Obetumi ahamani.
When you be fra. Ebetumi fra wani. E best start by doing it. Won say obi ba hwani those kind of feeling. Unhu ade mienu. Nti ya nhwa anye ho adwuma when you betumi fra.
Ena nkomo ne de besinti. Mebusa say me what diabetes a. E dey am one a new life for mama.
Na new life here ayaresabia yedwumadi esronko. Talking about homeopathy, our major objective is say best stimulate nipeduane organs no. Material say you need insulin. Na etumi aboa to stay away from diabetes. So we can trace the pancreas, near trace the pancreatic cell no. Near feeding homeopathic remedies. Just to make sure say obenya good insulin. Now all the time that may be cells in the door no. With this sugar no excessive form. And secondly, secobase be a fat and now blocking insulin dose so we equally have medication they be burn those fat. Sabe a all the time they bet me a free blood name na co or cells name. With this sugar no be form. Enti homeopathy the major of that ye organs in the year juma. It's not like yarion in here. Diabetes is just a name. It is a urbana sugar about 3.6, 4.0 near there. It tells me say there's nothing like diabetes anymore. So, there's a way we can reverse it, but yeah, na kwese nipa na oti we nim no so count. Ebi am realize fat na how. Fat is yenye free here, too much consumption of oil. What to never say uko nnuane a yachichi bebre mendi. Sure. Ebi nso no ne favorite. We nim no say fin, but uko du fia obey the open. Enti de o ya sutie no tie dietary counseling ne ade no. And by means of the medication, we try our best to make sure the sugar no be man aba form. Nani pan wanyani peace of mind.
Yeah, diabetes or new life a yafe in you and also.
I resign in general and normally I don't believe in 1 week, 2 weeks. I believe in individual issues because we wait to measure any pattern or when diabetic patient. Obi de ebe to me as early as possible. Obi de ebe take it time kakra. Obi nso de ebe take it. But in all no, the obenya butra follow procedures no. Obenya ni freedom. That is what I can say. Because when him say, sugar need to me do pen so bia. Me butter your pie is not bringing the sugar down. It's also to save the system from getting stroke. Because diabetes now so many power fanjuju. Because the moment obenya access on your nerves no, I believe that we have to have part 2 of this. Because because I say near cause diabetes na dawson.
Na me part 2 cry dem person ba behwe ene karafi.
Me dem am say here pa na.
Doc, hwe me ne ma na ye adwuma. E na e ma ne ba, e mema ne jedumu a e ha pa. Me pacho. Ye ne Dr. Makeje e be di nkomo ne fa diabetes ho. Ye brain nti wo se e komo obi benti e ne ye ko. Komana nkasa de nki enwie ebi ana ye mbisa wo wasem no ye bebisa the next time abehu doctor no na ye beka wo question no ho asem but so be so obisa ahead because enempo ni we yen e na china e de ahwhwa ye ho a 0244 09 35 95 0244 09 35 95 and 020 33 35 439 020 33 35 439 Kaisen Kwende Yari Kitwe Bieni Bedia New Life Ewo Dan Suman King Solomon Baby Anam Won Krahase Bia Dan Suman AKDC Ahajwe Shadie Enya Yira Kwan Kram First roundabout no na filling station kese ne wo udu ho na busa se ko New Life a taxi drivers no kwa do beba kama Kumase Atasemanso A Life residence ho ma baby a taxi rank ne wo no na be hu New Life homeopathy Dr. Makeje ne team aye ready say obebo amofri mo doc ye dasi o
yes be das nana
I was ambitious when him mo ba beto me meda mo ase
Yare dear charity.